I think most of us are familiar with the 2-1 buy down that everyone keeps talking about, but apparently there are 3 additional temporary buy down options, and I've asked Nick Maglia with Cross Country Mortgage to help shed some information on those. I'm Pierre Levesque with Case Escrow, and let's just jump into it. Nick, if you could maybe start with a little overview of the 2-1 buy down, and then we'll jump in with more questions.
Absolutely. So yeah, everyone's hearing on social media, people are talking about temporary buy downs, and most often we're hearing about a 2-1 buy down is kind of the common temporary buy down that's being spoken about amongst agents and clients. There are additional options, which is something that we're trying to educate the real estate community and clients on. So the way a 2-1 buy down works to start is that the seller is essentially giving a credit to subsidize payment for the buyer for the first 2 years of the loan. So for an example, if the interest rate today was 7%, they would get a discount the first year 2% below, second year 1% below, and the difference 5 and 6. And then the way the money's set aside at closing to make up the difference in those payments, and that's used to then pay the difference and subsidize it on behalf of for the buyer.
Gotcha. And we are also going to include a document with all of the breakdowns of everything, because it is a lot of information to digest, and for those of you visual learners. And it's my understanding that the buyer still has to qualify at the highest rate. So say at 7%, they still have to qualify at the 7%.
That's correct. So they qualify at the note rate, whatever that is. So if the rates were 7 today, that would be the qualifying rate for income and debt to income ratio purposes. This is more a feature of just payment savings to help with kind of interest rates and things that have happened with inflation.
Okay, cool. And then the 3-2-1 is kind of the same deal, but it's, would go from 7% to 4 the first year, and then 5, and then 6.
And then some. Yeah, that's correct.
Got
so
it.
there's a 3% discount, 2% discount, 1% discount.
Got it.
Market rate.
Okay, so those are 2. What are the other 2?
So then there's there's a 1-1 buy down, which would discount if the start rate was 7, it would be 6% year 1, so 1% reduction, and another 1% reduction year 2.
Okay.
So it'd go from 7% note rate would be 6.6.
Got it.
And so then there's the 3-2-1, the 2-1, the 1-1, and then a 1-0 buy down, which just is a 1% reduction 1 year after closing.
Okay. Got it.
Those are the 4 options, and then again, some loan program wise, you have to qualify for these type of programs because the seller credit has to be allowed that covers the amount that they're subsidizing, and every product's different, which will also include that little breakdown in the email.
Gotcha. And then you were telling me that it's a big question is how much a seller can credit.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so depending on it depends on the product. So so for example, a VA buyer can only get a 4% credit from the seller, and sometimes the 3-2-1 buy down exceeds that.
Got it.
Or sometimes we need some other money set aside for traditional closing costs out of the 4%, so we only do like a 2-1 buy down and let the rest go towards the other closing costs.
Okay. And then what is the advantage of the temporary buy down versus the permanent buy down?
Yeah, so I think the big advantage of the temporary buy down is the ability to get the seller to subsidize payment until the refinance hopefully comes around the corner to deliver it permanently, versus a permanent rate buy down, which is also another good tool and the seller can pay that also, would be where you don't get the step up or in payment savings, but it's a permanent savings.
Right.
But that will be less because the cost to buy down a rate permanently is more expensive.
Really expensive. Well,
in comparison to like a 3 or
in San Diego County with all of our high
sizes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, and I don't know if you have an answer to this, but what percentage of loans are you doing that are utilizing a temporary buy down?
Yeah, I'd say probably 40 to 50%.
Wow.
And it's growing.
Wow.
It's growing pretty quick. That's just something that we're starting to see advertised on listings more, and clients hearing about it in social media that are coming in and wanting it.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Good to know.
So.
Awesome. Well, I am certainly going to include all your information. So if anyone has any questions, reach out to Nick directly. You can reach out to me also. I may or may not know the answer, but thank you so much, Nick. I really appreciate it. And that's all I got.
Have a good day.